Hey, so Eric Clapton. Been listening so much to his stuff recently. A lot of the 70s albums, 461, Ocean Boulevard being the one that this song, Let It Grow, is from. But the whole album is so worth the time. It has such a beautiful sound. Whatever happens with all this tech and computers and stuff, it has not yet reached anything like the peak of that era's analog sound and the minds that were working to create with it, whether that's the artists playing the instruments, the songwriters, the singers, whatever, or the technicians, the engineers who made those studio sessions just sound so incredibly beautiful and soulful. There's something about like looking at great sculpture, a great painting, or a beautiful fabric, or a beautiful thing in nature, a beautiful plant. There's just something complete about that music. It will never ever be old. It will be looked back on in 200 years like we look back now on Debussy and Mozart and Beethoven and all these people as just a piece of somebody's soul, or a collective soul that people together, like I say, not just the artists but the engineers and the builders of those incredible tape machines and consoles and all the rest of it. They came together, whether they were in person or not, and made this expression, this fingerprint of what they all were at that time. So anyway, it's a great album, a great song, and this is the first time I've tried to do anything on YouTube in this direction. So I don't have any fancy graphics that are going to put like little chord diagrams there. That would be helpful, but it's beyond my beyond my understanding of the world. I just don't care enough to learn it, so you can learn it this way. That's how I learned. Someone just sat with me and showed me. I had one guitar lesson in my life. Everything else I learnt from friends who would just say, that's a B minor, and it works that way. So let me just put this mic. I'm using these things, but I don't quite put them there perfect every time. So a bit higher, so hopefully I don't keep banging it. So B minor is the first of these three sections of this song. So you've got like a B minor chord, but it's a little smaller. We're just going to get rid of the root, so it's like that. But if I talk first through the big chords, then we can make them smaller. So the B minor, going to an F sharp 7, going to a D chord, going to an E chord, walking up if you want it to a G chord, to an A chord, and then the verse cycle repeats again until it ends, this time on a B major, because that's taking us into the chorus. So if we look at this first chord, this little piece of a B minor chord, if you know your bar chord shapes, you know that is coming from the A minor shape. It's just the bar is back here, so we're moving it up. And you've got the B minor on the second fret. Think of it in fret numbers, so nothing, nothing, 4, 4, 3, 2 is your B minor. We're just starting it on the 5th, but still a B minor. Going to an F sharp, but it's going to have the 7 at the bottom. So rather than that, which of course comes from the big E shape bar chord, but we're just talking like small shapes. So it's going to go nothing, nothing, 4, 3, 2, 0. Because you've got to have that flat 7 on the top. Then going to this, which is a D9. So think of it as coming from the C shape. Your C, of course, is down here, but you're barring it, you're moving it up. But no one plays it in full. That's not the point of knowing that shape. It's that you can take a piece of it. So that would be a D chord. But again, we're letting the E string through, and in this case, it's the 9 of D. So it's a D9 chord, which is nothing, nothing, 4, 2, 3, 0. going to an E chord, but we don't need all of this because we're not going to play the A and the D strings. So it's just G string, fret 1. And that does enough for an E. It's more, the whole of this song is more about like the weaving lines, like the sort of Hotel California, Stairway to Heaven kind of influence upon it. Let's go from that B minor. So B minor to F sharp 7 to the D9 to the E, moving then to a G, and you don't need all of the G. You see, you can just have the piece of it. You can actually just do the one note fretted, so low E string on the 3rd fret. The rest can just be open strings, missing out the A string, missing out the high E. So it's just 3 X 0 0 0 X, miss out the E. That's how that's how I'd explain it. I'm just thinking of it as like I don't need all of it because, you know, like my handwriting's a mess. My thoughts about music are not particularly precise. I'm not one of those guys who plays the same way every time, plays the same thing every time, and if I know it, I get bored of it. So I kind of like that you're taking bits out. Moving to the A, you can just do that as a flat. If you're really crazy, you can do it like that, but it makes no difference and wastes fingers. So I'd just say do it as a bar. So you've got X open, 2 2 2, and even though you're fretting on the E, you don't want it, so you just don't play it. So another X on there, and then we're back to the B minor. I'll play it through this time with the finger style, but I won't explain that in this video because I don't even know what they call the names of the fingers. You know, I kind of have my I just do it instinctually. I don't know quite how to explain it, and it would take a billion years to do it. So you'll find your own way with that just by listening, I think. Going to the B. So now we're into the chorus section. I'll just speak it through one more time. So B minor to the F sharp 7 to the D9 to the E to the G and the A, back to B minor, F sharp 7, D9, E and G, A, B. So the verse ends on the B, and it does that every time. For the chorus section, the let it grow, let it grow. Well, you got a B down here, fine, but it needs a lift. I don't know what Clapton actually did, and the recording is obviously multi-tracked guitars. You've got definitely like an acoustic on there. You've got the electric. You know, you've got a fair mix of sounds. I'm hearing it move up, and so somehow my chord wants to move up, so I find myself coming up here to the 7th fret and making a B chord, a B bar chord. I do the thumb over, not just because I'm moving, but just because I find that easy, especially on acoustic, to do. But your preference and your hands may be different. So I would just say that again, missing out for the most part the A string and the E string in these chords, doing the B, which is 7, 9, 9, 8, 7, nothing. So let it grow. So you're moving from the B chord to the major 7 with the major 7 in the bass, which is the B flat. Or the A sharp technically, but yeah. Let it, so you just move that thumb down to the 6th fret, but keep the rest the same. Let it grow, let it. Then you're down to the G sharp minor, and that is 4, 6, 6, 4, 4, 4. Then you're going to the B chord again, but it's got the F sharp in the bass, so it's got the fifth in the bass. And I do that just like the thumb going over fret 2 and holding both, more or less. But it's like sometimes you're going to hit the F sharp note, sometimes you're going to hit the B note, and it's, you know, I'm not a perfectionist, so if you're here for like note by note accuracy, it will never ever be from me that you'll get it. All I'm interested to do is to paint the broad strokes so people can sort of put it together for themselves and make their own version. So then we've got the B chord, sorry, with the F sharp, so you can consider it 2-2 and the rest is 4. And then you've got the E, which is just a big cowboy chord, E of 0, 2, 2, 1, 2, open, open. Sorry, so I'll do that again. 0, 2, 2, 1, 0, 0. B, which is the A shape bar chord, which is X, 2, and the rest is 4 without touching the top E string. And there's your A. And like the verse, the chorus repeats but ends differently. So it's going to end next time on a F sharp chord. Again, I do mine with the thumb over, and that is 2, 4, 4, 3, 2, 2. Yeah, I have to really think about numbers. I don't even know which is string 1 and which is string 6. I think a lot of this stuff is kind of, it's like a bad hangover from all the way other people have described stuff, and it clogs me up, so I don't think of it. I just don't think of it anymore. And different people will say, oh, there's string 1, and different people say, oh, it's a string 6, and it's like, I don't care, just the big one. So F sharp, which would be 2, 2, 4, 4, 3, 2, 2. Hello. Okay, so I'll play through the chorus and I'll try and call out the chords. So you've got B, major 7 on the bass, G sharp minor, B with the F sharp bass, E, B, A, hold for twice as long, and then the same again, B walking down, G sharp minor, B with the F sharp bass, E, B, A, going to F sharp, and then it, most of the time I think in the song, goes back to the B minor verse thing. There is one time though that after the chorus ends, it goes to an instrumental, and that is the third section. So if we play through the chorus again, B, down a step to G sharp minor, B and E, B, A, B, and G sharp minor, B and E, A, going to F sharp, then it moves to G, D with an F sharp bass, E minor, B minor, A. Does the same again. G, D with an F sharp bass, E minor, B minor, F sharp. Hangs, and then it's going back to the verse. So let's just look at that third section, call it a bridge, just like an instrumental section. So G, you can play that the cowboy chord way, whatever way you want. I do it 3, 2, 0, 0, 0, 3. D, D shape, just the regular D shape, but with the F sharp bass, because we like that nice progression going down. So we've got 2, 0, 0, 2, 3, 2. Going to the E minor, 0, 2, 2, 0, 0, 0, B minor, X, 2, 4, 4, 3, 2. First time ends on an A chord, which is X, 0, 2, 2, 2, X. Then it does it again, G, D with an F sharp bass, E minor, F sharp. And that's it, that's the 3 parts. So I find most of the time, if I can practice, if I'm playing along with something I'm hearing, if I'm like getting the gist of it, the structure kind of just embeds itself in me. But sometimes it's good to sort of write it out along with the lyrics, and I find myself here on my bit of paper having written in that bridge bit as an instrumental, because it's kind of unusual to have an instrumental bridge. Anyway, nothing more to say. They're the 3 parts. So I hope it's some use. If there's things that I can do better, explain better, maybe show better. Remember, I'm limited. I've only got my telephone. I don't have cameras and studio lights and a second camera, anything like that. And it's kind of difficult to show the hand and this and some of me. So, it's not just like that. But I'm interested in your feedback. If I can make things clearer, maybe it's too long, maybe I don't explain things well enough in some areas. So anything that you can say, it would help me to know, because then if I do more of these, it will it'll make more sense to both of us. So if you made it this far, thank you very much. And listen to the whole album of 461 Ocean Boulevard. It's beautiful. And Eric Clapton still is making wonderful music. So it's enjoyable to figure some of this stuff out. Take care.